Hello you guys and welcome back to the channel. I off camera did my whole face. If you guys want to see it, go to my Instagram or go to the Tufe official Instagram or Max underscore Guevara or find me on Instagram, and I will link also my TikTok and all of my social platforms. Now we went to the store I think a few weeks now, and I have fallen in love with this brand. The quality of it's really nice. We've had so many pleasant surprises. I also love my lip plumper. If you guys see me in person, I'm probably wearing this alongside a lip liner, but it's just a very beautifying lip plumper. So first and foremost today, I'm just gonna do a very easy tutorial on like a two eyeshadow makeup type of thing. Like if you're on the go, you're just like, okay, well, let's move it on. We're gonna start with two taps on here and two taps from here. I'm grabbing the raw and downtown, and I'm making sure that I remove the excess of it all, and I'm just setting it as a base. I have been blessed and thankful and grateful to have to spend my life with Duamel, and I'm grateful to see us growing as individuals and as a couple this few years, having a learning experience, and it has been a very beautiful experience with a lot of downtown, like literally like the eyeshadow. But I feel like in general, as a couple, I feel like we finally understood that we're growing into so many beautiful things together. And I'm gonna grab now raw, and I'm gonna grab windblown and a little bit of saddle just to start like smoking it here. I think that I have been on that app for such a long time, and I've experienced like having a lot of people like my pictures, having not having to like my pictures. It's kind of like something that you learn to understand that times come and go, and at the end of the day you can't control certain things, and people who like you, people who have a beautiful perspective of you is gonna support you no matter what. And in this process of my mom's passing, I feel like I realized that I felt like as much as I put myself out there, I realized that I brought different type of audiences, different type of people who talk to me about like their experiences of losing a family member, a loved one. And to me, that reaches so many deeper levels. Excuse me. I think that there's nothing in the world that can compare to anybody's loss. And when you talk about it and when you put yourself out there, I feel like it just creates a perspective on people who are conscious enough and have been going through that or are going through that right now at the moment. I think that it creates this realistic expectations of what life is. Of course, we all dream to have beautiful life. We all dream to have like beautiful things, but of course, there's also things that happen to us. Like we could be like unemployed. We could be like hustling and not receiving recognition that we want. We could be, doing whatever, and a lot of the times we don't talk about those things, and it is necessary in the reality of the situation. I feel like it's necessary to do that, because at the end of the day we are all human beings and we're all bound to make mistakes and grow. And what comes to mind in this topic also is that, first and foremost, before I continue, I'm just gonna blend whatever is there. And sometimes it's like very difficult to try to grow, to find genuine peeps, to be friends with people who are not just there to see what they can benefit out of you. It's a difficult situation to say it, because when you experience it on a personal level, you're like, okay, well, what's really going on? Like a lot of people stray away from like maybe doing beauty content or just creating a beautiful artwork, but in reality you're gonna have this type of things anywhere. And the beauty world, it's not, you know it, how can I call it like that, like the beauty world is not exempt to have those type of experiences. And yes, while they are unfortunate, it is part of growing in this industry, especially because there are so many insecurities going on in the world. There's people who like feel so self-conscious that never really had a lot of time to digest and be conscious and to work on themselves. And I think that in the reality of the case, as of today, I am grateful again to share this beautiful platform with all of you guys, because I have been blessed and thankful to not really care about how much people like me anymore, or like if they are gonna have a different perception of me, or like those type of things. And I think that when you think like that, you're allowing yourself to be a more fearful person in life. And it is difficult, but it is not impossible to just like, you know, let that in, let that go in. Nobody needs to be holding grudges. Nobody needs to be doing things that are unnecessary and that are malicious. I think that we all experience those type of people who do malicious things just for the art of doing things against you, just for the art of having some fun, something to laugh about, something to talk about. And again, that happens anywhere. That happened in my family, that happened in my real life. And those are all of those things that you kind of like keep in mind, but at the same time you're like, okay, well, what is really going on in the world? Because clearly, sometimes even people, sorry, I'm looking for my curler, for my eyelash curler. Sometimes even people don't realize how ridiculous they look when they are like making tantrums. When we're talking about 60 years, I'm not saying that it's not fair and valid to feel that way. I'm saying how ridiculous somebody is to make a tantrum or to talk bad about another person when they are literally like, I don't know, 40s, 50s, 60s. And it's like, why do people behave like that? Because they never really paid attention to how they actually look and how they actually are perceived. I feel like a lot of the times people are quicker to make up excuses and take up the BS on people rather than stand up for what they actually truly believe. But after I bought this product, I realized that this was a dupe of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium. Although I feel like Pillow Talk Medium, it's a little bit darker, or deeper. I feel like this one, or richer. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna apply the lip plumper. This is by Jeffree Star. This is the Lip Arousal on the shade Fluffer. I don't know what that is either. Um, I really have been enjoying this. Every time I apply this, I think of Gomel. This is the Lancome. This is the Finicils. This is a tubing mascara. All the formulas I'm going to be using today are going to be non-waterproof because I don't notice any difference if I use it waterproof or non-waterproof. The only difference I see is when I want to take it off and it's like, boom. So I feel like that is... Like, this is the reason why I love it. I feel like I can definitely see a difference when I'm doing the bottom lashes just with the tubing mascara. Now for my upper lashes, I'm going to use the Lancome Hypnodrama. Give it definition. I can give it a little bit of curl. And because of the pointy finger, I noticed that it is such a beautiful like way of doing, like reaching the inner lashes. And I never have any issues. You know how when you get a mascara and then you start like doing this and all of a sudden the mascara is on your eyelid and now you have to worry about waiting for it to dry and removing it with a brush. That is something else. And then I've also noticed that it doesn't clump, which is something I really enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below, how did you guys like this makeup? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.